welcome back for another episode of the Babe That's Bonkers podcast. I'm your host, Kaylee. So happy to be here. So happy to have you here. Today is just such a wonderful, beautiful day. I am having a good one so far. I'm so happy to be just back in the swing of things. I feel like I'm just getting back into my routine. I feel like I've just been letting life drive the car for a little bit, and now I'm driving the car and things just feel much better. I'm in control once again, and I'm podcasting consistently-ish once again. I recorded yesterday, still need to edit that episode, so it'll be coming out this week, but I'm recording again just to get ahead of things, and I'm just happy that I made the time for myself and I'm actually doing it. I didn't procrastinate too much, and I got cute, I got ready, I showered and all those things. I'm a nice clean bean and all those other silly things. I've never said that before or heard that before, but it was fun. Anywho, moving on. I am a firm believer in just looking good, feeling good, and so I'm trying harder to just put some more outfits together and just wear my cute clothes more often, even if it's just a regular silly day at home, which is partially the inspiration for today's episode. We're gonna be chit-chatting about saunas, sundresses, and story time today. Just three S's that have been on the mind, and you know me, I love some alliteration. So yeah, you know what? Let's jump right in. We're gonna save the outfit chit chatter for later because I'm gonna rant about saunas for a second. My partner and I have been going to the gym a bit more often recently. Actually, speaking of, I have my little pre-workout beverage here. I actually drink it. I've probably mentioned this a few times, but I'm just gonna keep talking about it because I feel like it does just help me set myself up for success so much. But it's amino lean. They have it at Target now. I used to get on Amazon. I like the pink lemonade one. It's by RSP Nutrition, I do believe. But some caffeine from green tea to give me a boost so I don't have to make coffee every day. I'm lazy sometimes, and as much as I love my coffee routine, I'm such a snob. I always grind it the day of. I do it the pour over style. It is a ritual, and sometimes I just don't have time for the whole shebang. So this is just quick and easy, and it's giving me the caffeine I need to get my day started and not get a caffeine headache also. But it also has just amino acids that are good for muscles, and I try to be active throughout the day, even if I'm not immediately working out. Right now I am about to go to work and stand for a really long time, and then I'm probably gonna come home and garden after that. So just keep my body moving. That's what's important to me in my lifestyle. But there's also just vitamins and electrolytes. So coffee does kind of dehydrate you a little bit, and I feel this kind of gets you ahead a bit more. So then I don't feel I have to immediately drink an electrolyte drink after my caffeine to balance things out. I can just jump on the water wagon until I feel having another little bevy for a treat. But since we're going to be having our beverages together perhaps sometimes, this is not as cool as a can. It is just a blender bottle, but we'll see if we can do a little ASMR for you today. That was kind of nice. A little fizz. I can get with it, and it really is quite delicious. I crave it all the time, probably because my gut microbiome has tons of this kind of bacteria in it already, so it's constantly craving it because it likes things what it's already been fed is what you crave kind of things. I feel that's why, at least I've heard, that whatever you eat first thing in the morning influences what you crave throughout the day. So if you eat junk food for breakfast, some Doritos and ice cream was the first thing that came to mind, which I did indeed eat both of those things yesterday, but besides the point, it was paired with some other healthier things like vegetables and meat and whatever. But then you might just be craving those empty calories throughout the day, versus if you eat something super satiating in the morning, or just something super fresh, healthy, you'll probably crave healthier things throughout the day perhaps. And I think just day to day, when it comes to transferring over into like a healthier diet. You know, sometimes the healthy food just doesn't taste good in the beginning because you're not used to it. But once you start eating it more often, like eventually you're like, oh, that kind of sounds nice. Like I never would have thought like as a child that I would love spinach and avocado and artichoke as much as I do, but actually I did love artichoke as a kid always, and spinach was whatever, but I never liked avocado. But now I just discovered all it needed was salt this whole time. Like that's crazy. But anywho, I'm already off track. My partner and I have been going to the gym more together. It has been really, really fun and honestly just so enjoyable. It's cool to just like watch each other work hard and like share knowledge, and sometimes we annoy each other, but I think it's good to like work through those things, and like we're in like a public place, so we're like very cordial, and you know, it's really great to just like practice like kind of like annoying each other or upsetting each other sometimes, just because like going to the gym early in the morning, sometimes we skip breakfast and we're hangry, and you know, that's just life. And silly things, you know, rub us the wrong way a little bit more than they would whenever we've like taken care of ourselves fully, kind of thing. But anywho, besides the point, something that it like forces us to practice, which I think is so great for our relationship, is just like moving past those moments and like continuing to like have a good time together and enjoying the rest of the day. Like there's some part of me, and I think a lot of other people too, that like when something like, oh, you annoyed me, like I feel like we just have to be like not okay for the rest of the day. Like we have to be fighting, or we have to be upset with each other, or like there just has to be some sort of like tension, animosity, and like you can choose to just like move past that sometimes and just decide like, okay, it's really not that important that you didn't like read my mind and go get the cleaning wipes for me, like when we walk up to like this new sweaty machine or whatever. Like it's not that big of a deal, I can do it myself, like that kind of shit, you know what I mean? But it has been so fun, so lovely. I weightlifted a lot whenever I was in high school. That's just like we had to be a part of a weight training program to be in college sports. Like that's just kind of how they separated it. If you weren't in a like to be in college sports, to be in the high school sports teams, like you had to be in the weight training program. If you weren't playing a sport, then you were just in regular PE, and then you like did like a sport each like season and you know other stuff. But we had like programs or whatever, and I honestly really enjoyed it. And just like not doing that whenever I went into college, I realized how much that did just like help me stay in shape. Like it kind of felt like nothing, but that's just because I was actually super duper fit because I was a water polo player and swimming, working out all the time. So like I was just really strong, so it just like didn't feel like the hardest work all the time. But now I realize like, okay, it is hard work and it is going to like benefit me so much. Like I'm very much in the mindset of like when I'm my grandma's age, I want to be freaking hiking, climbing mountains. Like that would be so badass, and like that's who I want to grow up to be. And it all starts like now, laying the foundation of just like, you know, building strength and like flexibility and like taking care of my body and like it's like capacity to be mobile and all those things. So that's why I'm trying to be like a health nut, a healthy queen. Like my body is a temple, eat, pray, love type shit. Like I just want to be able to do whatever the heck I want to do. Whatever the fuck I want to do. Why did I censor myself? That's weird. I never say heck. I always say fuck. I feel like it's very cathartic to say curse words. It's all about how you use them. You know what I mean? Like, don't be cursing at people, calling people names. Like, that's never cool. But anywho, as we've been going to the gym, I'm taking so long to get to this. But actually, that's the point, and we'll get to that at the end of the episode. But my partner and I have been going to the gym together. It's been so lovely, especially since I've attempted that with like previous boyfriends, and it was not a vibe. It was just like I was getting mansplained at all the time, and they were just like being weird about things, and it was just like I caught the ick, and like now it's fun, and it's like, okay, we just like enjoy similar lifestyles, like that's cool. And sometimes we work out together and sometimes we don't. It just depends on the vibe. I'm really trying to like read my body, be more intuitive, especially when it comes to my cycle, like I was talking about last week. And he's a boy, a man, so he has like different processes going on in his body, or just has to worry about the circadian rhythm, doesn't have like an additional thing to worry about, and his own like weight training program goals and whatever. So sometimes we do stuff together, sometimes apart, but we both always sauna. It is so amazing. I love it. I just feel good when I do it. Like, I don't know if it's just like, finally I can feel like a slippery salamander like I meant to. Like, I don't know, just being in water so often, and now like growing up swimming and playing water polo, being in California and all that jazz, like now living in Arizona, I'm not in water very often. My skin is often dry, and like not in like a I need lotion sense. I mean, yes, in like an I need lotion sense, but also in just like I'm not coated in water all the time like where I used to be. I don't know how to explain that, but I feel like in the sauna I get close to it. It's just the water that I produced myself, and it feels nice. And I do have plans to swim a lot more over the summer. It's just gym pool's kind of whatever, and I do really want to use the rec pool at the University of Arizona because it is a beautiful facility. Their gym, top notch and good, because it costs a lot of money to go to school there. So glad it's going to something that the people in the community can benefit from, is what I'm trying to say. Is like I can get a little day pass, and their pool is beautiful, so nice. There's like lounge chairs to like sunbathe. They even have like an acai juice bar shake place. It can be like a whole day. That sounds nice. Maybe I'll do that this weekend, actually. Um, But anywho, at our gym, what we've been doing after workouts is using the sauna. That seems to be the most beneficial time to use the sauna, is after a workout or on a rest day. Some people might before you work out, but that might just be like a quick like warm up, like let's limber up session, but it's not like a lengthy sauna session before you work out. I've heard can just like lead to like extra dehydration and exhaustion. So like that's why we choose to do it after our workouts and all that jazz, and it really feels so amazing. So it's becoming this like thing that I get so excited for. I feel like the workout is like, yes, I do want to get stronger, and I have like personal goals on like my own fitness journey at the moment and stuff like that, but it is also work, and I feel like the reward before the reward, which is like food at the end, some good old protein, but I feel like the middle reward, my actual personal, mental, spiritual reward, is my time in the sauna, because I leave my phone. I just have a little watch I bring in there, so I know how much like time I'm spending in, but I put on like my favorite playlist, and luckily, if I'm lucky, I should say, I will get in there and I'll be alone, so I can just like listen to my tunes and I can hum my favorite songs. It's like a Let's Have a Beautiful Day playlist. Maybe I'll link it below if you're interested. These are all the songs that I just like to listen to if I'm trying to have a good day. I've been trying to force myself to listen to it when I'm not in a very good mood. Often I try to like lean into the bad moods. Sometimes, like if I'm feeling sad, I'll listen to sad music because it makes me feel understood. And like that's fine to a degree, but after a little bit, like after 15 minutes of sad music, I should throw on the Let's Try to Have a Good Day playlist, and I do feel like it works, and it's like one of those annoying things. Like there's this TikTok my partner and I constantly reference that, you know, will just live rent free in my brain forever, and thank fucking God, honestly. But I remember it's like this girl, she's like going on her walk, and she's like, I'm going on my stupid fucking like mental health walk today because it fucking actually does help my fucking mental health, like whatever, like I fucking hate this shit, but it actually fucking works, kind of thing. And that's just like on, you know, discipline and taking care of yourself. And like, yeah, it's frustrating, but there are so many benefits to it, and it is so worth it in the end, kind of thing. So, you know, I'm just trying to listen to the good vibes music and just, you know, embrace more positive energy, more peaceful energy, I should say. And so, yeah, the music I play in the sauna, I feel like it is just like a very spiritual experience. Honestly, like that's how I feel about it. It's like whenever I go and like have like my nature time, like I just feel so at peace. I feel like I'm getting to know myself. Like it truly is this like magical thing. And that, however, has led me to have some high expectations or desires for my sauna time. And unfortunately, I do be saunaing in the public spaces of Tucson, also known as the Dirty T. You hear the sirens? So sometimes, you know, we go to the gym and it's during the busy time because we are all free at the same times, apparently. And we try to be early birds, but, you know, it's just sometimes it's busy at the gym, and sometimes there are other people in the sauna. Sometimes I don't mind at all. It's not like I have to like hum and sing my little songs, even though that's what I want. Listening to them is nice, but I just want to be like in my zone. I prefer it to be dark. I want to be around other people that are just in their zone, or that are just like being like delightful. I can respect people who, love the communal aspect of it. Like if you want to be talking to like a friend who's there with you in person, but here's where my list of grievances come in. And this is why I feel like there needs to be some freaking signs about sauna etiquette placed around, because people just be grinding my gears sometimes. And top of the list, tippity tippity top, talking on the phone in the sauna. Get your phone out of the sauna. It's not good for your technology. I really shouldn't be taking my AirPods in there, but like I want my music and like whatever. Like if you want to bring your sauna in there, fine. Okay? You scroll on your phone. You want your technology time. You need to distract your brain in order to make it through the sauna time. It's not fun for you. I get it. You got to pacify yourself a little bit. Be quiet. Don't be bugging the people, interrupting other people's peace. Just because I have headphones in doesn't mean that I can't hear you. Like, what are you doing? Talking on the phone in this little tiny box where we're all trying to like embrace our zone. I don't know. I just find it so freaking unbelievably rude, especially this one lady. She was like, not just like talking on the phone, like in her headphones or like on the phone, speakerphone. I'm sure that phone was too freaking hot to be pressed against your face, so that's why it's on speakerphone. But just take that call out of the sauna. Like, I don't know. Just some people grind my gears, and I don't know if this is an unjust expectation, but I feel like that's fair to like not disrupt other people's peace in like a public place. Like, don't be talking on the phone to other people, having conversations that, if they're there with you, that's so different. If you're with your pal and you're chit-chatting, like, that's a beautiful thing. That's, like, community. And I get that you're kind of getting that from your phone call, but it's a different experience to the other people around you. And it just feels so unbelievably rude and inconsiderate. And it is causing me, I'm gonna enter my villain era. Like, this is my villain arc. Too many people fucked around in the sauna and ruined my zen, and now I'm gonna become a Karen. Not actually. I don't think the people pleaser in me could allow me to say something like actually rude to someone face to face. I don't know. It depends on how angry I am, actually. But I do think I'm gonna start saying something like, hey, can you please take that phone call outside? Or, hey, could you please, like, not spray that perfume in here? That's also crazy. Like, I know some people think, like, essential oils and the steam, like, that's great. But, like, I'm personally someone who avoids fragrance at all costs, like, unless it's, like, natural. And I get essential oils can be natural, but, like, even then, I'm super sensitive to fragrances. They give me migraines sometimes. And, some people think that enhances the sauna experience, but only for you. So, like, keep it to yourself. That's just rude and inconsiderate to the people that you're sharing the space with. Luckily, most women are pretty great about just, like, there have been a couple people with some wonky outfits, like people wearing, like, just, like, tennis shoes and, like, jeans and, like, a blouse in the sun. I'm like, are you even here to go to the gym, ma'am? But other than that, most people just, like, wear appropriate things. Like, some people wear their, like, gym clothes, which, like, is fine. I personally like to just wear a towel because I don't like when my gym clothes get, like, super duper sweaty, especially if I have to leave in them again. I'm trying to be better about, like, bringing extra clothes, figuring out the gym routine vibes. But I don't know, I just feel like saunaing in just a towel just, like, feels nice. In Europe, most people sauna in the nude, and, like, that's super normal, and, it's just respectful to keep a towel under you, which most women do, which is really, really lovely, that they're at least considerate of, like, where their sweat goes, because my partner, on the other hand, has some stories where men apparently do not have the same levels of respect. They're also much more open with their bodies, especially the senior citizens, but just makes me thankful to be a woman, because most women, they don't really care. They're just doing their thing, and it's whatever. I have gotten some dirty looks from some old ladies because I have tattoos, but I just tell myself, they're just jealous that they're not young anymore. I might cut that one out. That's kind of dicey. But really, whenever I do see senior citizens at the gym, it is like inspiring to like see people who are like up there in age like still just like able to be active. It's beautiful to see people just like continuously trying to work on like bettering themselves, and it's also, you know, kind of like a fear factor, like inspiration moment of like you can kind of see like who's been doing this like their whole life, and like who's there because it's their lifestyle and their routine, and who's there because they're like kind of playing catch up, or just there because they have to pee for like a physical therapy kind of purpose. And it just has me like very inspired to just be like, okay, this is my lifestyle, like I just want to be active forever, and just like, you know, taking care of my body is like the path that I want to be on, and I know it's gonna like, you know, take me really far in my life, and I'm just really excited to be like making these like happier, healthier choices. But yeah, folks in the sauna, you gotta freaking knock it off. If you're not trying to achieve the zen, why are you there? Another thing, if you're not gonna be in the sauna for more than two minutes, like why are you going in? I guess, you know, your 5 minute warm up, whatever, but there was just one day where some lady was just coming in and out like every couple minutes, and just like opening the door, like it lets a breeze in, and like sure, it feels nice, but that's not the point. I'm in there to bake, to steam, to sweat. Like I just got into the sweaty zone, and now you're cooling me off, and like now I've got goosebumps, and like I've got to get re-sweaty again. Like I don't know, I have beef. Like people are just like being weird sometimes, you know what I mean? And it's just something I feel so strongly about, because like I said, this time it really is just doing something beautiful for my brain. Like I just don't know how else to describe the way I feel, but like after I've listened to some beautiful music and sat in the sauna for 25 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, not more than 30, but usually more than 15, because it kind of takes me a while to get sweaty. But I feel like you only really need like 10, 15. Again, more than 2 minutes is probably, you know, you're not going to get much benefits before then. I don't know. I'm not an expert on sauning. I'm going to link an article of just more things pertaining to sauna etiquette if you're interested. It was so funny to read it because it was like things not to do: shave your legs, do yoga, and like I can see like stretching a little bit, you know, making sense. But I was in there the other day and some lady was stretching. She was just like pulling her leg up, and she was wearing clothes and whatever, but it was just uncomfortable. Like it was just like weird, and I can only imagine in like the men's sauna, you know, just being fully nude, like stretching, shaving, doing weird shit, like clipping toenails. Like don't do that stuff in the sauna. Don't do those things in public spaces. Or we were watching some comedian last night. I'm sorry, I try to give people credit where credit's due, but I can't remember anyone's name ever. And I will fully remember like your art and like the beautiful thing that you shared and like the premise of things, but and like your face and like the experience, but like your name, that's hard. That's hard to hold on to, especially these days. My new job, I like meet people all the time, and a lot of people have the same name. We're not really that original, you know? But anywho, the comedian, he was just talking about like, you know, someone like clipping toenails on the plane or nails on the plane, and it was blah, 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 just the ickiest thing. And I got my partner in talking just like never in a public space, and that also I feel like just like carries into like this sauna conversation. Like just be respectful of the people like in your community. Like if you like if it's something that most people would only do in the bathroom, you shouldn't do it out in the world. Like keep that shit in your home, you know what I mean? A couple other tips I do want to throw out there is like if you're going to be doing this, like investing in like a lock for your locker, great idea. They're actually really cheap. I don't know why I felt like they were going to be expensive, like $20, but it was like $6 at Target for one for each of us. And you know, just keeping our stuff secure. I think that's important because I have a lot of gear now whenever I go to the gym because I'm like sauning. Like I got to bring a towel, got to bring my shower shoes. That was the next thing I was going to mention. I put those in like a plastic baggie, and I always like dry them so they don't get icky, but I also don't want them to like touch everything, you know, just trying to avoid athlete's foot. I'm not gonna be walking on the floor where everyone's sweat goes down into like whoever's cleaning the sauna. She does a good job. Ours is pretty tight. We went to the gym across town the other day, the same one, and it just wasn't the same level. Maybe it was just like the wrong day, I don't know, but the gal at our gym, I'm very grateful for her services, keeping it nice and tidy, but regardless, I do want to wear shower shoes, and I do like rinse off afterwards. I try to take a cold shower, but honestly, maybe it's just the Arizona pipes, I don't know, but the shower just doesn't get that cold, but I feel like it would be so nice to have like a super cold like shower after saunaing. but we'll probably have to go to like a cold plunge facility for like that full experience. It's something on our list for like a little date, but definitely not something that we could afford to do regularly, because that's like a whole membership in itself that costs more than the gym, and who's got room for the budget for that in this economy. But and then something else I'm going to look into is those like packable microfiber towels. It's something I read on Reddit that someone does for the sauna, and I feel like that's a great idea, because we were just going through towels like crazy, because it's kind of like a one and done thing after that whole gross sweaty experience, I think. And I feel like that would just save so much space in the gym bag as well. And we have a couple that we've like hiked with, and they work pretty well, so might as well just get a few more of those. Maybe pricier than just like some cheap towels from, I don't know, Walmart or whatever, but I think it will be like worth it in the long run to just not take up so much space. We also live in a pretty small house where we've only got a couple of rooms, so it's nice to keep things just like compact, I guess. But moving on to my little spiel about sundresses. Earlier I was talking about just like the concept of like looking good, feeling good. I've been working hard to like put more outfits together using like my fun clothes in addition to just like my work clothes. I find myself just wearing like a t-shirt and jeans all the time, which like can be nice, but I have a lot more than that like in my closet, and those are the clothes that like I love and like don't want to get rid of, so I need to actually use them and wear them. Otherwise I'm just like hoarding things for what? To like look at in my closet. Like that's kind of pointless. So I can't tell if I love today's fit or hate it. I'm trying out different like pattern stacking, but I felt like the stripes on stripes could work, especially because I've got some like red ones here and like the red ones here, and it's kind of like the same silhouette, but I also don't know. I feel like it's like the buttons that are like throwing me off a little bit. One of my friends from high school, she always fucking hated buttons, and I thought it was so funny how like mad she would get at them whenever we would be shopping. So now I think of her whenever I'm like questioning buttons. So silly little tidbits. But I've been trying to just like wear more of like my nicer clothes, especially since a lot of my nicer clothes I've had for years at this point. I do hold on to things. My size has fluctuated a lot throughout my life, which we can talk about another day, because that is very normal, natural, just like a part of things. But it also does like pertain to like your lifestyle, and it just really depends on like what you want for yourself at the end of the day. So that could be like an episode in itself again. But a lot of the clothes I have are like from high school or just like different parts of like college, and like anyhow, I've just had them for like a long time. So that being said, they've just kind of lost their like newness effect, and I'm just kind of willing to get them a little dirty just for the sake of like using them. Like sometimes I feel silly if I'll like wear the same outfit on the podcast, or just like posting in the same gym fit, because I have this one like two-piece outfit that I just always feel so freaking cute in, so that's the one I want to post in. And I'm like, people probably only think I have one gym outfit, which I don't, but my other ones are just not as fun comparatively most of the time. A work in progress, but I'm also trying to tell myself, like, how beautiful is it that I, get the most out of, like, the money I spend on, like, my clothes. Like, I wear them over and over and over again, and they, like, fully live out their purpose that they're meant to, and they serve me so well. Like, that's so beautiful. Like, who freaking cares if, like, I'm wearing the same thing in every picture? Like, my partner and I have the same beanies on like all of our adventures over the last like fall and winter. And it's so cute to see us in different fits, or sometimes the same fits, because we only have so many big jackets, you know what I mean? But it's so cute to see us in like the same beanies in like different places, and like that's adorable. Like, why would I need like a beanie, a new fit for each new place? Like, that is just like consumerism playing into things. Like, people just wanting to like the society just wants us to spend money on things, you know what I mean? Like, that's just like fast fashion. Like, that's like an infection of our brain that society has like put into us. Like, if we didn't have like so much clothes to buy, like, and if we didn't have access to like, the internet, where we like see so many people throughout the world wearing so many different things, all these different options, back in the day when we just like did things, more from scratch, lived off of the land a little bit more, like, we would only have so many outfits. Like, how my grandma would describe just like getting clothes, like everything was hand-me-downs. Like, Christmas and birthdays were super exciting because you finally got some new socks and underwear and maybe a pair of shoes if like you grew, which you did. But like all of those things, like, maybe that's why we like love clothes so much now. I feel like that's why my grandma became a shopper in her old age, like a crazy shopper. I've never seen a woman with more clothes than my grandma, always getting a new outfit for every single new event and never giving one away, kind of thing. Really adds up over decades. But like, I feel like it's like that like scarcity mindset, like jumping to like the complete other end of the spectrum. And I just want to be at the point where like I do have options, you know, I have different vibes. Like I feel like I have, you know, a fit for all the different occasions that I like might enjoy. Like I have fits to hike in, I have fits to go out in, I have fits to like wear at home, be cozy, and whatever else. But I don't need like an excess of like more clothes than I could like possibly wear. And I feel like that's where like the stores like want us to like get to sometimes, and it's just not necessary. And I just think it's such a beautiful thing to like wear the same things over and over and over again and just like really getting your money's worth out of them. So that's what I'm trying to do, and that includes being willing to like get my clothes dirty, like not saving things for nice occasions. Like sure, yeah, maybe like if you buy something with a specific intention, of course, and like you do want to like take care of your things. I'm not saying intentionally get it dirty, but like I just have a lot of sundresses I've had since I was in school, and I'm just like wearing them around the house to do chores in, and I might get dusty. I might, you know, wear them out in the garden. That's something I've been loving, is like gardening and sundresses. Like I just feel like so feminine. Like, you know, I've just got my little skirt swishing around in the wind. Feeling very like Marilyn Monroe-y. I'm like watering my little plant babies, doing some little nurturing, getting my fresh air. Like it is such a romantic, delightful experience. And you know, I do try to like not like get a bunch of mud all over myself, but you know, if I was like potting plants in the skirt the other day and I came inside the house and was like, I'm definitely covered in like dust and dirt, and I just took it off and put another outfit on, and like dirt washes out just fine, and it wasn't like super horrible stain dirty or whatever. Like I'm just proving to myself that I can do like other things in nice clothes. But obviously if I'm gonna do a super dirty job, like if I were going to be painting something or like laying cement or something where like things are like stain prone, like of course I'm gonna pick some like junkier clothes. Like that's a good reason to hold on to those, and it can still be a cute fit vibe perhaps, to have some like painter's clothes and whatever. But all to say is just like, let's let our clothes get dirty. Like let's just wear them. Like stains can come out, and at the end of the day clothes can be replaced. Like all of these things are replaceable. If you're sentimentally attached, take a picture. That's something my therapist told me once upon a time, because as I mentioned, my grandmother raised me and she loved her clothes and never let go of anything. And I definitely grew up very similarly, just like, you know, shopping all the time and never letting go of things. And now I'm at the point where I don't have the space for all these clothes, and I don't want it. I don't want the clutter. I just want what I love and care about. You know, a little Marie Kondo moment, you know, does it spark joy kind of thing. And yeah, that's just been really helpful advice. My therapist was like, take a picture, then you have it forever in some way, but it doesn't have to like take up space in your home, just like still in your mind and in your heart kind of thing. So I hope that's maybe helpful to you. But yeah, and then by sharing this with the universe, the people, I'm also trying to manifest some better like thrift finds. I feel like if I find it at the thrift, unless it's like super amazing and like I fall in love with it and like turn it into this special thing, I feel like it makes me like less stressed about it. Like, oh, it's thrifted, I'm recycling it, like giving it a new life. Like if it gets dirty or ripped or stained, like hey, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I didn't spend so much money on it that I'm gonna like regret it and like be mad at myself kind of thing. So I'm just putting the good vibes out to the thrift gods, the thrift fairies, whoever follows me along to the store and draws me into the things that are meant to come home with me, you know? Ooh, and another thing I wanted to mention as we're talking about stains, it's not a natural stain remover. If you know of a natural stain remover, I believe actually JC Marie Smith, she talked about one that she's used for like her daughter's clothes. She's got a baby, so lots of berry stains kind of thing. But I feel like she recently posted about a laundry stain remover that's probably on like the more like natural side. If you're interested, I'm sure you could sleuth it out. I don't remember what it is. I might buy it and try it out one of these days. But honestly, what I'm about to recommend just works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. The OxyClean gel pen, like it's like a canister, a tube. It's not super big, but it's like bigger than a Tide pen, you know what I mean? And it has like a blue gel like bumpy thing on top and like a cap, and that thing gets out all the stains. We had some grease stains the other day in a shirt, like some weird oily stuff. That came out. It has solved most things that I have put it on, and it has been really, really amazing. And I knew it would, because back in the day when I was in college, I did indeed nanny. And I remember one day, there were twin babies, a couple toddlers as well in this bunch. I was holding a little baby girl, the only girl in the family, sweetest thing in the world, and all of a sudden I felt my hand get wet, you know, and I looked down and I'm wearing a white crew neck sweater, my University of Arizona one from the bookstore. And you know, anything from a college bookstore is like expensive as fuck, like ridiculous. But also gonna last a super duper long time. Definitely, you know, the passed down for generations kind of sweater. And the mom I worked for, she was mortified. She felt so bad. Luckily, I was wearing like a shirt underneath it so I could take it off, and she like washed it for me. But there was just like baby blowout everywhere, all over the thing. It was crazy. It was the craziest moment I've had as a nanny as far as like dirty jobs go. But it was also laughable because it was just this cute little baby girl and she's just tooting up a storm. And yeah, I was definitely prepared for that to be ruined, but I knew it could be replaced. You know, I could go back to the bookstore and buy it, and the family probably would have replaced it because their baby shat all over it. But the mom actually, she got out the stain with that gel pen, like, and it looks like it never freaking happened. Like, that shit's as white as can be. Like, I swear by it. The OxyClean gel pen type thing. There also used to be like a Clorox bleach pen that was like dual tipped. I used to use it for like my white sneakers that I would go like fratting in and stuff, because Jungle Juice would be orange and red and all kinds of colors, you know what I mean? Not that I was really drinking it, but people were like spilling shit all the time. But white shoes always complimented the fit. Anywho, that pen worked so well, and I've never been able to find it since. So I don't know if they've been like discontinued, or if I'm just not looking in the right places. Who knows? I haven't looked that hard, but like the OxyClean pen, that was a tongue tangler twister. It really works wonders. So highly recommend. And now that I know I can get stains out, and like I've been doing laundry on my own for enough years to have like tested out different kinds of stains and like worked through things and learned things. Don't stick it in the dryer until you see it's done. That's my best advice if you're not well versed in the stain department. Like, as long as it's wet, you can keep working on it. But once it dries, it's kind of stuck in there. But, you know, anywho, trial and error is my true best advice for you. But yeah, that pen works wonders. And like I was trying to say before I rudely interrupted myself, it has given me the confidence to like be able to wear like nicer clothes, like a cute little romper or a sundress, like out into the garden where I might get dirty and whatever, and like just do it and like know it's gonna be okay at the end. Like, it's all gonna be all right. It's not gonna be the end of the world. Like, let's just romanticize the moment and enjoy ourselves. And that's really what I'm trying to get at. So wear some sundresses this summer, ladies. It'll feel free if you want to. You don't have to be a sundress girly if you don't want to be, but if you want to be, like, go for it. Like, wear a dress in the garden, water your little plants, tell me how you feel. And the last little segment I wanted to touch on today was just story time. So I feel like I practiced that kind of well. Again, practice is the word. I'm not claiming to be a perfect storyteller by any means, but I feel like my little sauna story kind of like fit in with this. I'm trying to practice sharing stories a little bit more. Like, I don't think I'm a comedian, but I feel like that's where like my comedic energy comes out, is in my storytelling, you know, in little snippets, little tidbits. Yeah, I really love it when like my personality shines through in what I'm sharing, and I just feel like story time is the best way to make that come alive, and I just really want to practice that more on the podcast. I feel like that's what makes the podcast, more of an art form rather than like a learning space. And like that's really what I want it to be. Like I said, I've been doing these astrology 101 things just to like lay a foundation, so we're all working from like a similar knowledge base as I reference things. Like I want to be able to talk about stuff with you guys and for you to like know what I mean when I say it, like kind of thing. So we're laying that foundation, but that's not like what I want the podcast to be. I very much want it to be a place where we can just have beautiful stories told and beautiful conversations and, just whatever the fuck we want kind of thing. And since I've labeled this episode a guide, here are my best tips to telling stories. Number 1, we've got what you have to share matters and your people are out there. I guess that's 1 and 2. If you have the urge to share something, like there's a reason for it. Like your calling won't stop calling. I think I mentioned that in like the very first episode, perhaps. But it won't. Like whatever's meant to you, whatever pops in your head, whatever seeds get planted in your soul, like they want to grow for a reason. And that is super unique to you. And it is a gift that you can give to the world if you so choose, if you feel drawn to. But I'm saying if you feel those urges, lean into them, because it's gonna result in something that is probably pretty beautiful and amazing. And if you start sharing these stories and if you feel like they're not getting, like no one's listening, just be patient with yourself. That's kind of how I feel with the podcast at the moment. Like as I'm recording this, like it hasn't gotten a bunch of action in the viewers, listeners department. And I'm just telling myself like that's okay. There's a lot of different reasons why I made this podcast. It's not really to get famous, though that would be cool, and it would be cool to like make money doing this kind of thing, but like that's not really the point. But I'm just trying to be honest, like it's not that I don't want those things, but what I do really want is to just share my soul with the world and like leave something behind, from my life that is just beautiful and meaningful and me in every way. And I want people to have the opportunity to get to know me if they want to. Like I've got a bunch of siblings scattered around the I was gonna say the world, and then the northern hemisphere, and then the Americas. And though those aren't untrue, it's just America throughout the country. Have siblings that I just don't know super well, and like I don't know. Family's a wonky thing, and I just feel like this is a way where they can get to know me if they so choose, and it's a way that's like not super pressured, because it's really weird to have strangers be your siblings and like want to get to know them because you're siblings, but they're still strangers. Like there's just an awkwardness to it compared to like when you grow up and they feel like family. And it's just, family's an interesting thing, a weird thing, and there's nothing wrong with it. Everyone's experience is individual, but like that's just another reason why I have the podcast out. So like it's okay if I don't get tons of views, but my point in saying that is like your people are out there, like the people that are meant to hear your stories, that are actually going to be impacted, that actually want to listen to you. Like they're out there, and you just have to be patient and like let them find you. And unfortunately, like you might not see them find you. Like people might not, recognize my podcast until like years like after I've like given up and moved into the wilderness and cut off society and have lived off the grid for a few decades. And like that's whenever it like pops off, and I'll just never know, or something more realistic and reasonable than that. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's not about what you get from it. It's like what you get from it is giving it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And there is just a lot of beauty into that kind of storytelling, and it requires a lot of bravery. Like sharing stories, like it's a vulnerable thing. Like you never know what kind of feedback, what kind of response that you're gonna get. So it requires bravery, and sometimes you don't get a great response, but you can learn a lot from that. And it can be a really cool thing in itself, and sometimes you'll be wrong, but as long as you learn from it and you freaking own it, like that can be really cool. Like who's actually right all the time? No one. Duh. Nobody's perfect. Hannah Montana said it best. But anywho, my next little tip when it comes to storytelling, and kind of my last one, is just always add the little bits of pizzazz, the adjectives. If you think like, oh, that's kind of unnecessary information, no, it's not. give them the little details. I want the little details. I want to know every nook and cranny of every story. I want to connect all the freaking dots. And I don't know if that's just because I'm a girl or if it's the California girl in me, because something I have noticed is that whenever I FaceTime my friends that are from California, not even the ones I grew up with necessarily, like ones I've met here that like are from California, they can chat with me for hours on the phone. Like we could like 1 to 4, you know what I mean? Then we kind of start running out of things to chat about, but you know, a solid couple hours for sure, at least one, unless we're like rushed and we have something to do. But like if we can chat for that long, we will. And I love that about us. I love how much I learn from them. I love being around them when they tell these stories. I love the energy. I want to know everything. And you know, even if it's like a sad story, like I just want to understand. And the more context I have, the better. You know what I mean? And friends that I've met that aren't from California, I don't know if it's just because we haven't been friends as long or like our connection's different, but we just don't talk for that long, like on the phone. Like we can in person, but like on the phone, it'll be like 20-30 minute phone call, and I'm like left, like, not like left hanging, like, I mean, for a moment, for a while, I did think like, what did I do wrong? Like, was I not interesting enough? Like, what's going on? Like, don't you have more to share? But I just realized some people are different, and like that's okay, and we have different ways to communicate, and that's really cool. So I don't want any of my friends, if they're listening to this, to like feel like singled out or anything. But it was just an interesting thing to notice that my friends that aren't from California, they don't talk that long on FaceTime. Like their FaceTime is like 15, 20, 30 minutes and whatever. So that's just an interesting thing. So like, what's your experience out there, humans of the universe? Are California girls just some chatty Cathys, or does everyone else like love to yap for hours on end as well and like love all the little details? Like, please share. Please tell me. This whole concept also made me think of like the flip side, and I feel like the character who embodies like minimal, as little words as possible, get straight to the point, no nonsense. The character who embodies that like so much is Captain Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's become my new comfort show. I know it's not new, but it's new to me recently in the past year, and I've recently started rewatching it, and that's when I know it's a comfort show, is once I finish it, I start rewatching it immediately. But I do love Captain Holt and his energy. He's my absolute favorite, honestly, but I don't want him to tell me stories, and I don't want to tell stories like him. I want to be a Gina in that sense, like, all the pizzazz, all the freaking pizzazz, the sparkly, glittery wonders of the world, you know? And that's what I've got for Saunas, Sundresses, and Storytime today. It's super random, but I kind of love it. I really am so happy to have had like a fun girly chat episode like this again. I think these are my favorite. Just like, what's on my mind? Let's rant it out. Let's yap together. But a little just like astrology moment. It's not going to be a lot because we talked a lot last episode about astrology stuff. All things the moon. If you're interested, go ahead and check it out if you don't know what I'm talking about. But recently I made a little Instagram post about just like, you know, gardening. Like, when was the last time you got some dirt under your fingernails? And my aunt responded like, yesterday. I'm a Taurus, so I need dirt to feel alive. And it's because they're earth signs. If you didn't know that, you can check out my Astrology 101 Zodiac episode. Just, of course I have to plug myself. Who else is going to market my shit for me? You know what I mean? But just like her saying like, I need dirt to feel alive, like I just thought that was so funny. And we are in the Taurus season, and I know a bunch of other people have been gardening, at least in my life. Like the springtime just like brings those vibes, and I feel like it all makes sense. It's springtime, it's Taurus season, the earth sign, like let's get some dirt under our nails, let's connect with the earth, let's do some like grounding practices. Maybe I'll stand outside in the sun today barefoot. We have this little sandy patch that really just feels so nice on my feet. They're so nice and cool. My dog lays in it sometimes, and I understand why. But yeah, that's just my little astrology thought for the day. So do with that what you will. As far as life updates go, I don't have much since I recorded yesterday, but you know, big things are coming. I really wanted to give more of an update, but then I realized whenever I share too much, like, I think I'm doing it to like hold myself accountable and whatever, but it doesn't do diddly squat for me. So I think just like letting there be a little bit of mystery to things, might make me more likely to follow through, or at least we're gonna test things out this way. Like before, I've shared things like my stupid camping video that I really wanted to do, just like my opinion on different, like, I wanted to make a YouTube video on my thoughts of like camping gear that we used whenever we went camping, but that was in November, and now we're in May, and I haven't done that, and all of our camping stuff is put away, and it actually would be a great time to bust things out and start camping again. So maybe I'll have another chance, but that didn't work out, even though I talked about it on the podcast to like try to hold myself accountable. So now I'm just trying the flip side of like leaving the element of mystery, knowing that like sharing with you that good things, cool things, new things are coming. They're in the works. I'm doing cool creative shit behind the scenes, okay? And I'm really excited about it. And I think I'm actually gonna like finish these projects, and I'm very excited about it because I'm a great project starter. I have a million started projects at the moment and a million ideas in the queue waiting to be started, but finished projects, very few. I don't like to finish things. I can't bring myself to finish Amy McNee's book, The Rules Upheld by No One. I have 20 minutes left of her audiobook. I'm so close, but I don't want it to end. Like, it's like when I read The Fault in Our Stars, like, I immediately had to start reading it again, and then I finished before all the sad stuff happened. And I let the book end, like, where life was wonderful and amazing, and I loved that. And I don't know what it is, but I don't want things to come to an end, but they do. That's a natural part of life. My dead plants in the garden remind me of that all the time, consistently. But yeah, so there's just like a weird, elusive ramble for ya. Another thing is the Notion I can't speak today. The Notion dashboard that I created, my little digital art studio inspired by Brooke Cormier, who I'm still obsessing over. I haven't finished binging her content, so that's just, where I'm at these days. But I feel like it's working. I don't know if it's a fluke yet or not because it's only been a few days and I'm still working out the tweaks, but I've been just like really excited to just check on my to-do lists and, just like work on things. And it's really lovely to just like have a hub. Everything's all in the same space. And I've been like able to put into action for a little bit now, like actually like put down like my ideas in the idea space and the projects in the project space. And it's so nice to have like a digital version of my brain to like keep things in, and I feel like the system's working for me. It reminds me of whenever I was in college and I was really struggling to just like keep my shit together, like all the like projects and homework and all that jazz. So I went to like a learning counselor for a little bit, and she taught me about like time management. She gave me this like time management sheet where everything was broken up into like 30-minute increments, and I also had like another sheet that just had like all of my assignments for like the entire semester on one page. Like there's just like a day for each square, and I just like teeny tiny wrote all my assignments, and it showed me like I do have so much free time. It doesn't feel free because in my mind I've already filled it up with like my healthy routines and like the things I love to do, but like that is my free time and that's me taking advantage of it kind of thing. But I feel like the system the learning counselor gave me just like really worked for me for the semester until I like fell off and like stopped using it. I don't know if like my brain changed, just got boring, maybe I got depressed, I don't know, but I feel like I kind of just need to constantly change my system of organization. Like I hop through like having a calendar on a fridge, having a planner, doing something on my phone, writing it down physically, doing it on the computer, and I have a bad habit of doing all of it, which I'm trying to avoid. I'm kind of separating my computer stuff is for my own personal like business work. I have my phone calendar that like all of like my work job, like professional, like scheduled stuff, they send me things on there, so that's kind of separated. And then in my planner, that's kind of like now my like cycle syncing journey in a way, and just like more personal to-dos and stuff, and just another set of like free pages where I can just like brain dump and journal and like jot things down and like keep track of things and physically check off the days, which is very, very satisfying to me. And I don't get that experience, on the computer. So I'm trying to not let anything double up or overlap because that's redundant and that's my brain pranking me into thinking I'm being productive when I'm actually procrastinating, like doing things that are actually going to benefit me. that is the planner in me that is afraid to take action and act. And I am a doer. I do have a doer in me, and she is who is going to, you know, achieve things and like get my dreams to become like my reality kind of thing. And the planner helps her out, but like I need both of them. I can't let the planner take over and then I'm only planning and not doing. Like, what's the point in that other than wasting time? So we'll see if this new system I have actually works, but it's felt really good the past few days. And I have a little habit tracker. I love the concept of habit tracking to a degree. Can't let myself become obsessive about it, like no like calorie counting vibe type things, but I do want to be able to like just like give myself a little pat on the back because I have worked really hard to build up some really great habits, and I do them, and I don't give myself enough credit sometimes. So I feel like there's kind of like a little report card to show me how I'm doing well. And like I've never had a habit tracker actually work for me as much as I wanted to be like a bullet journal person. Like it was just too much work, but just having it be on my phone and the computer and like combined with like my work stuff that I'm like checking in on like on a regular basis, I think it'll be a better system for me. But again, it's only like a few days, like not even a week in the works really at this point, but it's something that I'm like super duper excited about. So thank you, Brooke, for the digital art studio idea. She's a brilliant artist. I'm a huge fan, and it gets me so excited to like continuously be finding all of these new artists that I'm just like absolutely obsessed with, like Amy and James and now Brooke, and you know there are a few other YouTubers that I need to watch more videos of because again I'm really bad with names, so I don't remember them, but I can picture their faces and I will reference them at some point whenever it's relevant. But there's, you know, also Lily Rose Burgess, I hope I'm saying that right, but she's an artist on Instagram who's like just her work is so beautiful and colorful, and I really need to get into oil painting because I'm discovering a lot of artists I follow love to oil paint, and you know there's just I feel like there's a connection there of if I love all these works done with oil painting, maybe I would love to paint with the oils. But anywho, there's a million things on my creative to-do list and my aspiration list, bucket list, whatever, but it has just been wonderful to like hone in my algorithm to just like constantly be feeding me like all these like good vibes, like artists, like other people who are doing what I want to do to like make their dreams come true, and like that are in different stages of it, like people who have like kind of already done it and are like already successful at it and they're like in their groove, and like people that are like just starting out and are like just at turning points, and just everyone has a unique experience, a unique journey to share, and it's all just so freaking cool and so beautiful. And I'm just excited to be continuously putting out my own content and to be like entering this like online community perhaps. And oh my god, maybe someday someone will look at my art and will feel the way that I feel about these people, and that it makes me want to cry a little bit, or maybe my allergies are acting up, I don't know. But it's just, no, it's so beautiful. It makes me emotional, and it just makes me feel like I'm on the right path. I am creating the lifestyle that is like meant for me. Like I truly just want a life that is filled with wonder and creativity and travel and new experiences and art in all forms. And I just yesterday taking all the things I had on my to-do list, today actually sitting down recording again, even though I never record 2 days back to back because I usually only, you know, have the capacity to do it once a week. I'm also on my period, but I'm supposed to be like the least productive. Like I feel like I'm on top of the world right now, actually like doing the things, living the life, being as I wish to seem, as you will, or as whatever, as the quote goes. And life just feels, it just feels good. So hopefully it's not a fluke, and you know I can keep riding this train of motivation, keep the momentum rolling, you know. But that's a wrap on today's episode for the most part. We do have a little tarot pool to do, so let's go ahead and bust this deck out, baby. I've also been singing more, which I feel like has been really good for the soul. I love to sing. I hate saying that because I feel like people are going to be like, sing for me right now and let me determine if you're good or not. And like, that's not the point. The point is that it's good for the soul. The song Sing by Hosier is something that just like flipped a switch in my brain of just like, remember when you'd sing just for the fuck of it, just for the love of it, because of the joy it would bring? Like, those are his lyrics, not mine. And it's just been lighten something up in my soul. And I've been trying to embrace like some Linda Belcher moments. You know, she's always been a little sing-songy, and I used to do that more like before I lived with my partner. Now I feel like someone's always watching, which is kind of nerve-wracking, but he's expressed to me that he likes it when I sing, and it's cute, which makes sense because it is. And like, I know I'm not bad. Like, I was in choir. Like, I know how to read music, and like I can just like hear notes fairly properly. I don't know. Like, I just, you know if you know. But I feel like it's just been healing me in a way that I kind of knew I needed, but forget that I need kind of thing. It was so nice to have choir in school because it forced me to like sing all the time and like gave me that outlet. Now I have to find it for myself, but it has been a really great coping strategy. Like, also, like, when I'm annoyed at the dogs, like, I'll sing about it, and, you know, like, I'll literally sing, like, oh my god, I'm so annoyed with you. I was trying to sing that, but I have a hard time doing that on camera. I have stage fright, so, but I also love being on stage, and I love attention, so that's what I really need to embrace. Remember last week, and in previous weeks that I've talked about how powerful words are. The way we talk about ourselves, the sentences we speak, they matter. So I love to sing. I love attention. I love being on stage. It's okay to want those things. It's okay to not want to be small. It's okay to want to take up space. I freaking love all of those things. And even though they can be scary sometimes, you know, it's okay to be afraid. It's worth it to face those fears, I think. And those are my shuffling thoughts. So now let's go ahead and get into the tarot pool for today. So what does the universe have in store for us? We've got, the Three of Swords. Wow. I feel like I was so peppy, and this card is so somber. It's a woman hugging herself in the rain. She's in a lake with her clothes on. There are 3 arrows piercing a heart in this deck. Arrows represent the swords. It's my Wild Reflections deck by Y Spell. And so, a little ASMR. Some ASMR for you. Bam. The Three of Swords. So we've got some themes pertaining to heartbreak, perhaps. Heartbreak, separation, sadness, grief, sorrow, upset, loss, trauma, tears. The Three of Swords is a card carrying tension and heartbreak, perhaps as a result of a relationship ending, a communication failure, a bitter argument, or a betrayal. The asker may be carrying grief, emotional pain, or feelings of rejection. Love meaning, breakup, argument, conflict, separation, sadness, and tears. Career meaning, conflicts at work, job loss, hurt feelings at work, feeling hopeless. Finances meaning, loss of assets, division of assets after breakup. The asker is reminded that no matter how much pain they may be feeling, they have control over the meaning they give to an experience. They should be careful not to push their loved ones away just because they feel tense and irritable. I was kind of feeling a little wonky at first. I was like, oh, I've got such like great positive vibes going on here at the moment. Like, I don't want like a sad card to like bum the day out, but I don't know who maybe needed to hear that, who might be resonating with that. And, you know, it can mean a lot of different things. Like, there, pull from that only what resonates with you. Leave behind what doesn't. It's okay if, you know, not every word I share when it comes to the tarot readings, you know, means something to you. But what stuck with me is just being careful to not push your loved ones away just because things feel tense and irritable. I feel like that relates a lot to with what I was sharing about like going to the gym with my partner, and sometimes we annoy each other because we're hangry and other stuff like that. And just like, there really is such a beautiful, thing that happens when you're able to like let yourself be loved. Like sometimes whenever I have like an anxiety attack, like I really just want to like ball up and like be alone, like push people away. But really, like when my partner comes to me and hugs me and I accept him and I unball myself and I hug him back, like there is a beautiful healing moment that like happens there. And same whenever like, I'm just in like an irritable state and like, like I'll say something's wrong and then he'll try to do something to fix it, and like part of me doesn't want to like let him. And I've been trying to just like for example, I got these drinks for my little birthday picnic and there were a few left over and he drank the last one and I was like bummed about it. And then he was like, okay, like I'll go find you more. I'm like, oh, they're from Trader Joe's, they're seasonal, they might not have them. And he's just like, I found them on the internet, I can order them off of Walmart, which I don't know if that was a thing, but if you like Trader Joe's, there's maybe a little hack for you. And I was just like, they only came in like a bigger, like a 2-pack, so it was just like more of them. And like the total of it all, I was like, it's expensive. I was like, we don't need to spend like $20 on drinks. Like, yeah, I'm bummed I didn't get to like have the one that I was saving for the end. I had been like using like these sparkling strawberry drinks to like top off lemonades to make it strawberry lemonade. So anywho, I had like plans for it, and I decided in the moment to just like let him make it up to me. And the drinks came, we got to both enjoy them together, and like I did just like feel better about it rather than like letting it be something I could hold on to. Just like, I feel like that's just like, to like my ego is just like ammo. Like, oh, remember that one time, like, you drink my last drink, like this is just like a thing that you do. Like that's what the annoying ego like wants. It wants to always be right, and that's just not cool. And just like allowing my partner the opportunity to like make it up to me in the moment, like I no longer have any animosity or resentment like to hold on to. Like problem solved. And I did have to work through some guilt there. Like I felt guilty that he was spending money on me now, but like I just had to tell myself like he did a thing, he's trying to fix it, this is the solution that we've come up with like together. Like let's let it work. Just like let it, rather than like, having just like so much resistance in play. So that's what I feel like I'm getting from this little reading, is like that's just a beautiful thing and a really great reminder. We get to decide what an experience means. We get to decide the narrative. And that's actually a podcast episode that is in the queue. So, it might not be next week's, but it will be coming soon. Just like us rewriting the narratives, rewriting the rules we give ourselves. So if that sounds like a fun little premise, stay on the lookout for that. But other than that, I'm just gonna let the episode end itself there. If you want to show me some love, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, follow, share. What's another one? Hit that notification bell if you like this video, then you'll know when I release that video, I've never said that one before, but, I just gotta plug in the things, give you the reminder. If you want to show love in that way, entirely up to you. But I'm really excited to see you again next week for another episode of the Babe That's Bonkers podcast. And until next time, bye, babes. Pause for sirens.